first. Hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. Yeah, I read something. We had a great Thanksgiving, and happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there, our friends in Canada and the United States. But I saw something today that it's worth 5 to 8 pounds over the 4 days. It's like I'm I'm hoping that's not true, but man, that is a lot of weight for 4 days. I mean, and I'm looking in our fridge and I'm like, man, a lot of the leftovers don't seem to be disappearing. So April was yelling at me that I didn't give it all to Sean and Chad when they left. Just made them take it all home with them. But anyway, I hope you guys had a great time. We did. And we got a lot of different things to go over tonight, and April's also got a short training for you. It was actually something we did for corporate the other day that we think will be very helpful for you. But I don't know if you remember, I think it was last week, I told you 2 weeks before we had a new customer join us that had come from the pickleball that we had been playing. And we played a tournament with this customer, with this couple, and different age brackets, but we played the tournament with them last weekend. And long story short, they went to the Biltmore hotel in North Carolina for her birthday and Thanksgiving. I guess they combined it, and we got a nice Thanksgiving treat. She sent a text saying, "Hey, I'm going to buy an enrollment pack and sign up. My friends are asking for this stuff." And I'm like, boy, that's a nice text to get on Thanksgiving, don't you think? It was a good one. So, and she's already got her first customer. So we're excited to have somebody local, in our backyard to start building the business with, that we have a lot in common with. So it was an extra treat for Thanksgiving. And I said a lot of thanks for that one, because it's somebody April and I have grown very fond of, and really could see ourselves hanging out with them and helping them build a big business. So a couple things. And April, anything I say, just elaborate on it when you go to the training part of things. But we have a couple dates I just want to remind you about that you may not be aware of. We're doing a sip and glow at Jackie Gagliano's house, which is right here in Lake Mary, Florida, where we live, on Thursday night. And if you're local in the area, you're welcome to join. You're welcome to bring people. So that's open. Because it's at our house, we just like you to let us know, so we have a head count, because it's not a hotel, it's somebody's house. But then the following day, we're going back to Hilton Head to Dr. Wilhelmina Fry's place, and they just got a lot of cool stuff going on up there. That's going to be our third trip since Global. And that'll be Friday night the 1st and Saturday morning. And then Monday, we're back in Chicago on the 4th. So there's a lot of stuff still coming up. And please make use of hub.lifevantage.com. Go there and look at that blue calendar at least once a week, preferably twice, because there's a lot of meetings that pop up on that calendar on kind of short notice. Okay. And, you don't want to miss something. I had someone send me a text the other day. A meeting just popped up in Sioux Falls, and Allie in Texas has a good friend that just moved to Sioux Falls. And because that person sent me that notice, we have someone going to that meeting. So just check the blue calendar on a regular basis. Okay, because you could end up with a meeting in your area that popped up 2 days ago and you don't know about it. Okay, it happens all the time. And then in regards to the Cyber Monday sale, which is Monday through the end of the pay period, this one's real simple and real easy. Okay, any new customer, any old customer, any consultant that orders $100 worth of product between tomorrow morning and Thursday night, I guess is the 30, right? And Thursday night, will get the new lip product for free. Okay, so it doesn't matter what the product is. Anything that you order that, And what's it called, April? I'm calling it lipstick. I know it's not
Pout.
lipstick.
Pout.
The pout,
True
okay,
Pout.
which was
Pout.
what was introduced at Global, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, and that's two different products in one, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so $100 purchase by a new or old customer or consultant, okay, and $150 purchase and the shipping is free too. So you get the product for free at 100, the shipping is waived and is free if somebody buys 150. So you may be thinking, does that cover collagen? Well, subscription on collagen is 157. So yes, okay, that will cover a customer for shipping and getting the free product, but that won't cover a consultant because a consultant pays 139. So just keep that in mind. If you want the free shipping, get it over the 150. Okay. April, I think the only other thing I wanted to say is we're in the most social time of the year between now and New Year's. Okay. We will see more people in the next 5 or 6 weeks than we see all year long from a social standpoint. Our churches are busier than ever. The events that are going on with churches are busier than ever. You'll be invited to more parties, more events, more everything. And my advice would be attend all of it. Go to all of it and meet and chat and get with as many people as possible. And that doesn't necessarily mean for them to buy something from you today or even this week, but to reintroduce yourself to people or to introduce yourself and remind them of who you are, what you do, what you have, and what you're excited about. And you never know the conversation that's going to come up. So, attend everything if you can. And you notice we're hitting places now for the third and fourth time. And depending on what happens, I'm not saying I'm not open to going again sometime in December. So we'll see what happens, but everything's going really, really well. And it plays perfectly into what April's going to talk about tonight. So, April, did I skip anything or leave anything out, or you want
Nope. Somebody asked about Canada. You have, I guess, Axio over 130, Fred.
Fred, did you see that there is a cyber sale for Canada? I saw it posted somewhere. I'm not sure where it was, but it was the Red Raspberry Axio is the free product, not the lip product, because I guess that's not approved yet, to go into Canada. And I guess it was based on Canadian dollars, not US dollars. So that number might be different. What I gave you tonight, folks, was US market. Okay. So Fred, verify all that. If you don't know now, just make sure you let your Canadian team know. But they also have a cyber sale for 4 days in Canada too.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, I got a message to Sandra, but it's the weekend, so
I'll try and find it while April's doing the training. If I do, I'll send it over to you. I'll find it later. I mean,
no
I'll
problems.
get it.
We'll know it tomorrow anyways, so that's good.
You got
Yeah,
it.
I saw Red Raspberry Axio
Is the free
over
product.
130.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, for
nice.
Canada. Yeah.
Nice.
So go ahead, April.
Okay. Oh, all right. So I'm just going to share my screen. We've got a training. We actually did this for the company. So I have it all prepared and stuff, but I think it went over well. We're going to go through it. What?
I said, and they made it look pretty.
They made it look real pretty for us. So we got some pretty slides and stuff. We keep talking about, this should be up here. We keep talking about the art of inviting, and I want to spend a little bit more time again, because we have some new people. And, this is an easy time of the year to be inviting. As we got the little bits of this promo, and I know there's going to be a lot of promos that come out through December. So we need to stay in touch because they've got some more things that they're going to roll out for us. And, as I got this today, right away, I do some texting, I do some emailing. I've got my database, so to speak, of everyone that I've spoken to. And I can tell you every time, and it's funny because Bobby's got his own list, I've got my list. So I make up an email. And then, not only do I send it out to my people, I text some people, but then Bobby sends it out to his. You can touch a lot of people by keeping this database as you go through people in one spot. But we're going to talk more about inviting today. And it was nice. They did some pictures for us of our lifestyle. I know we have a lot of new people on here. I saw Kim's got some new people on here. Welcome. We're excited that you're here. But you can see we've been doing this now for 31 years. And, the thing that really always hits home with me the most is what about the person that you don't talk to? I mean, it really is that much. I always think back to when we got involved, and a lot of you have heard the story, particularly the front end, because somebody came into Bobby's picture frame factory. And the long and short of it is Bobby invited himself to a meeting because his picture frame factory was going out of business. Well, what most people didn't know in our lives at that point, and probably everyone didn't know in our lives, was that his business was going, under, that he was going to need to replace his income somehow. I was in construction. I was building some homes in the Hamptons out on New York, managed a public water company and did some estimating for a utility contractor. And we were pregnant with our second child. So lots of stuff going on. But, up until that point, Bobby inviting himself to a meeting, nobody had ever invited us to a meeting, even though all that was going on, because they perceived that our life looked perfect. And how easy would it be for you to just, let people know what you're doing? And that's really what I want to get across with this invite. It's not where you pick up the phone and say, hey, come to my meeting. It's more that I want you to cover your territory and make sure everybody knows what you're doing. If people on a regular basis aren't coming up to you and saying, are you still selling that stuff? Or I see you're doing a lot of traveling, or, is business going well? If they're not asking you some of those questions, they don't even know if you're working, particularly us women. They could think, like with the amount of tennis and pickleball I play, it would be really easy to think I don't work at all. So I have to make sure that I, add that in there. But, at that point, no one had ever invited us. In fact, I worked with my accountant for 11 years. Bobby had gone to many a Christmas parties with me if there was a wedding or anything. Do you know he was in multi-level marketing companies, several of them, for 11 years, never invited Bobby or I to an opportunity. Even worse, we used Amway soap. It was a biodegradable soap at that time because we had well water and stuff. That person never said, hey, would you like to look at an opportunity? I mean, so, you need to have these conversations, and I'm going to kind of go through that a little with you, but, who to invite, and more than who to invite, who doesn't know what you're doing? Who doesn't have a handle? And I'm not saying that they need to know the comp plan or all the products, but they should know. And a good idea of this is, in my old neighborhood in particular, everybody's house had a label. So we had the Walmart house, we had the police officer house, we had the other people owned a paving company. Everybody was known by what they did. We were the vitamin house. They knew that we were involved in vitamins. And you need to do this because if people don't know what you do, they can't reach out when they have a question. I can tell you time and time again, I'll be standing around with some of my girlfriends and they'll come up and they'll ask me something about some kind of different nutritional product that I don't know everything. I'm not a doctor like some of the doctors on here. I don't have Wilhelmina's compounding background and knowledge and all, but they assume that I know because I am in the wellness business. I am in the vitamin business. That's what you want. You want people to be able to come to you and ask you first, what do you think about this? And then I can say, well, I don't know about that, but I know how to use this to help with that or whatever. So we want to invite everyone and we want to talk to everyone, and everything is really, it's just a conversation. If you just remember to ask people, how are they? How is your business? How's the family doing? What's going on? What's new with you? The more you get people to talk, the more they're going to give you ammunition, so to speak, on what you can approach them with. And then, I just let them talk enough to the point where we get to, I might have something that, and you've heard me say this before, I might have something that will help you with that. Doesn't matter if it's money, doesn't matter if it's a problem with health, doesn't matter what it is. But, the person that has the most conversations in this business makes the most money. It is that simple. So, you know, when I say, I sometimes I wish you could take a picture of my desk. I mean, there are literally names of people, and my calendar is covered with people that, and even we're watching a movie and I'm like, I have to have a scratch piece of paper because people come to my mind, people that I either need to follow up with, hadn't talked to in a while, always thinking about who to have those next conversations with. And some of them can be really quick. You could just, you know, call a person up and say, hey, how you doing? And they may just say, you know, busy, on vacation, you know, can't talk now, let's talk in a month or something, you know. But you have to have those conversations, keep those people in front of you. And again, they can be consultants, customers, it doesn't matter who they are, glorified customers. Those are the tricky ones, because we kind of think that they're consultants, they're in that consultant category, but they haven't really, they bought a package, but they haven't really joined, if you know what I mean. They're not mentally in, they're not mentally committed. So you sharing more of that picture is even more important. I can't tell you how many people also come up and say, you know, you guys look like you're always traveling, you're always having fun. They're attracted to the business because of the fun. Don't necessarily know about the products, don't know about, you know, the comp plan or anything that we're doing, but they're interested in the lifestyle, the time freedom there. So again, we need to continue sharing the picture of the products and also our opportunity, our time freedom, because when you think about what we're doing, who wouldn't want that? I mean, I know more recently, if you've been in one of our meetings, we're showing our video, which you all saw on here when we got back from San Antonio, that video, Bobby's actually looped it, and we actually play it again and again, because people are all of a sudden, they want to go to Nashville. They don't even know what Nashville is, but they saw all the fun that we had, the outrageous time that we had. And, you know, those memories are great memories, because as they go on, those memories get bigger, and you'll see in years you tell stories and you get that good feeling from all that good times you had and the camaraderie and the friendship that you have that you really wouldn't have because of this business. So again, we need to keep these conversations going. This is so important though. As you notice, when I talk about talking to people, I am a listener. I mean, Bobby's a much more better communicator. I've worked on that my whole life, to communicate better. I prefer to listen. I want to know about the person. If we're at a party, Bobby's talked more than I, but I can promise you when I leave, I know more about those people because I listened. And I use that when I need to reach out to people as it goes forward. I also watch body language. I can tell you if the marriage is in trouble or what's going on because I'm watching body language the whole time. Most of us talk too much. It's a big problem. You know, again, we've got 2 ears, 1 mouth, you know, hate to say it that way, but the best thing you can do in the beginning is to listen to people, because my secret is the more I listen, the more they tell me. They may start out, life is good, everything's fine and stuff, but you get them talking more and more, and they'll tell you what's truly going on in their life. And then you're able to help them again, whether it could be product or could be opportunity. But look at how many people have gotten great results with a product that lead into an opportunity. Our Lifespan Matters, our product group on Facebook, is full of people who initially needed a product because they had something going on that wasn't, you know, healthy for them, that wasn't good for them. They got on our products and then they become a consultant with our company. Always set a goal for your conversation. This is what I do. I have a goal, whether it is to meet you for coffee. Maybe I met you on Facebook and I'd like some FaceTime. So I like coffee because it's not too long. I don't drink coffee. I've never drank coffee. I don't even like the way it smells or tastes, but I always say coffee because that's what's socially acceptable to people. They understand, let's go to coffee. Coffee then doesn't wind up being, if you do lunch, that could be an hour and a half or so. So I like coffee. It's a smaller amount of time. But when I'm on the phone, especially if you're a busy person, keep this in mind. You don't need to spend half an hour, 15 minutes with that person. You get on the phone, catch up quickly, ask them how they're doing, blah, blah, blah. And then you set it in action for whatever you want, whether it is to get them on a Zoom, whether it is to, again, get them to coffee, you know, whatever you're doing, as soon as you get that goal accomplished, you get off the phone. We're busy people. The more calls we can make, the better off we're due. We don't have time to do a lot of idle chit chat. If you spend a lot of time with somebody on the phone, how do they perceive that? they perceive that you have a lot of time and you don't have anybody else to talk to. If you're always calling and talking to the same person, your business must not be very big. I can promise you, no one person makes your business. You need lots of people to make your business. So you want to have lots of conversations, short conversations with a goal. Is it to go to Nashville? Is it to go up to Georgia in January? You know, is it to be on the virtual? Whatever it is. The other thing that we did recently is we had a new customer come in off Facebook, and in finding out her address, she's in an area of a local meeting that we had just done. And I didn't have a date for another meeting going forward, but I already have her going to the next meeting because I told her we're going to do another meeting. I don't know the date, but she needs to be there. So I spoke it into existence that she wants to come to this meeting that we don't even know when the date is. I'm always pushing people forward, not even looking for them to accept or not to accept, but I'm putting the idea out there that this is a great meeting. There's great people there. It's a lot of fun. I didn't sell her on the product knowledge. I didn't sell her on the comp plan. I sold her on the fun and the people that she's going to love to meet. So, you know, that also, don't give away all the information, because if you go through the whole product line and the whole comp plan that we can all do, and you do a whole slide presentation yourself, one, the attention span of most people is really, it's not that good these days. You know, they're really short attention span. But if you give them enough information, they make a judgment call, and then they don't ever need to go to your meeting. Most of us need that third party, you know, clarification with somebody else. We can't do it all. This is not a business where you can do it all. Even if you did it all yourself, they would perceive you're the only person that could help them. How much better I love to bring my guests into a room and just, you know, introduce them around to everyone that's in the area and let them get to know, even new consultants when they come in the room. Make, you know, an effort to get them to talk to other like-minded consultants in the room, because you want them to know that there's a community here, that we have a lot of fun, a lot of people, a lot of different rapport that they can mix with. And again, tell them how much fun it is. That is the most important thing. So these are some things where to invite, and you've heard this before. You make up your own thing. If you want to have your own sip and glow party, go at it. Have it if somebody's around, partner with somebody else. You know, if it's a company Zoom, if you want to do coffee, invite them to a Facebook group. You see all the different things up here. The hub that Bobby was talking about, the blue calendar, it's a little bit tricky to get to. Go to the hub, then you're going to go all the way down to quick links. It's down towards the bottom, so you got to scroll up, and then your business, and you'll see the big blue calendar there. But definitely play around with the hub. They are adding a lot of stuff to it there too. But again, it's all about conversations. Don't think of it as you're always selling or inviting. Think of it as a conversation that you care enough. And I can promise you, over the years, many people have told Bobby, we just did such an amazing job of follow-up. They were like, you know, I got to tell you, I'm dealing with a guy that's been following up since like 2015 or something. It's that consistency, that relationship. And you think, you know, once a year, every 6 months, you just place a call and you say, hey, how you doing? How's life? How's the family? That's great. You know, I'll talk to you in another 6 months. It keeps your name and your business out there, because you never know when something changes for somebody. You have no idea. We just can't see inside, just like Bobby and I, when we first got involved in the industry, nobody would have prejudged us or would have thought that we were in need of an opportunity. They just thought that everything was fine. You know, we had a big house, we had 2 new cars, we had a nanny in the house, and they just thought, wow, everything's good. But when you have a new house, 2 cars, and a nanny, you have lots of expenses. You have to be making a lot of money. And it doesn't matter how much money you make, you live on all of it. And then when you lose some of it or half of it, it's a big problem. So, you know, again, get it out there, because you never know when someone will say, you know, that they need, and just keep dripping. You've heard me say this before. The more that you drip, touch base with people, not always selling, just to care, see how they're doing. You never know what's going to come from that, whether it be a product opportunity or whatever. So with that, I'm going to stop this share. With the duo, though, do get that out to your people and let them know if you've got this database that you've been working on or whatever, texting friends, so people that haven't used the collagen. Maybe this is the perfect nudge. And that's who, you know, I have a separate email going out to those people. maybe they need that nudge, they can get the collagen, but they can get something else free and they can get the free shipping. I know for me, even though our shipping's only $5.99, it's not much. I always prefer to buy when it's free shipping. If it's $10, $15 for the shipping, it kind of irks me. I want my free shipping. I've been accustomed to it because of Amazon. So now we have free shipping, even though we know it's $5.99, they don't know, but it is a huge selling point for a lot of people. So people that have been hemming and hawing just say, hey, next 4 days, collagen is free shipping. That may be enough for them to just say, I'm ready to order it. So hope that helps you. So back to you, Bobby.
And April, what's the value of the Duo, the Lip Duo?
It's $57.49 is the
So think
subscription
about that,
price.
folks.
Yeah.
You spend $100, you get $57 for free. That's a big deal. Like, that's a really good dollar number to use with people, and Axio, I know up in Canada, I mean, what's the Axio? It's got to be 50 or 60 bucks, right? Something like that.
Yes, it is. It's I think 68.
So, okay. So, I mean, if you use the dollar value, that's really a heck of a lot better than 20, 30, 40%. Just use the dollar value on it. And, and again, it's for new customers, old customers, consultants, it's everybody. If you spend 100, you get the product. If you spend 150, the shipping is free too. So and then again, Fred, if yours isn't posted yet, we'll send it over to you. I saw somebody put something in the chat on it, and they may already have put the details in there. But, we're going to open it up in a
Bobby,
second.
remember when we were in convention, when we were at convention, and you and I and April and Shirley were standing at the desk, and the fellow was promoting the True Pout, and you and April were trying it, and Shirley and I were about, do you remember what he said about it?
Do I remember? No, it was the first time anyone ever touched my lips with anything.
Well, that's
I
what
never even used chapstick before, man. That was April dared me on that one, man. I'm telling you, that was
what he said. I remember he said, sir, if you use this, your wife won't be able to stop kissing you. So there, folks,
what
if
a
that's
great sell
good enough
line,
reason
right?
to get that product. And Bob is always walking around with a smile on his face.
Hey, folks, I want to share something with you, in line what April was saying, with the new consultant that we just got. I've been looking for a long time now for a new niche, and we're still pursuing the doctor thing. We're still trying to work some things out with the company to make it easier to do business with doctors. But I've been looking for a niche, and since we got involved with pickleball and we played in a tournament and signed up for another one next month, we'll be in another tournament in January, and got a feel for what's going on, not nationally and eventually globally. But we had an opportunity to watch a young boy who was 9 years old playing in what they call an open event. So there was no age limits, playing with his mother, okay, who was probably, I don't know, 35, maybe 35, 40. But it was, it was a boy and a woman, and he will be a pro within a couple of years. I mean, he was unbelievable. I say 9 years old, but you had to see him play. Was just a holy terror on the court. And pick for me, the niche that I'm going to be working on to get new friends, new customers, new prospects in the business, I'm going to use pickleball. But I want to share something with you. The people that joined us, we played in a tournament with them, but we've been playing with them for 3 or 4 months. And they knew what we did. They just didn't know the details of what we did, but they knew, and I know what they did, but I never knew that she had done network marketing before. Okay, I didn't know that because we just didn't go there. The primary reason that I was hanging out with them was they were really good and I wanted to get better, and we were playing 3 or 4 times a week. So we got to know each other pretty well. And then a couple weeks ago when we were doing this training, I get a message from her that she saw some common friends that were friends with April. She looked at April's Instagram page and she said, hey, I want to buy that stuff. okay, that collagen stuff. So she asked to buy because she thought enough of us and had seen enough of us. She just said, I want to buy it. Never asked what it cost, nothing like that. Okay, just said, I want to buy it. And then we play in a tournament with them. And then we had won a bronze medal in the tournament. They wanted to go out to eat, celebrate, have a drink. And she says to us, they're sitting across from us, you guys never invited us to look at the business. And we said, you're a customer, you're friends. We see you 3 or 4 times a week. We figured if you're interested, you'd ask. And she says, well, I got friends asking, so I'm just going to give it another week or so, and then I'm going to do it. And I said, great. And we didn't say another word about it. And then the day after Thanksgiving, she sends a text to say, hey, I looked at the enrollment packs. Do I also need to do that $50 thing, like starter pack? She didn't know the starter pack came with the enrollment pack. So she was wondering if she had to do the 2 packs. If you treat people right and you get to know people and you make the relationship, important and real, okay, good things will happen. And I didn't know which one it was going to be from the dozens of new people that we met playing pickleball. But I knew one thing, they were the ones I wanted. April knew that, okay? They were the ones that we wanted because they're very active. They knew a lot of people. They lived local. And so out of all the ones we met, we ended up getting the ones we really wanted. But this is that time of year over the next 5 or 6 weeks where you have a chance to either make new relationships or rekindle old. And don't be vomiting on them. Don't be throwing up all over them, but do make sure that they know what you do. Like I haven't heard us referred to the Vitamin House in a while, but we always were the Vitamin House in the neighborhood, and the other one that could have been the fireman house or the police house. That was the sheriff's house. We actually had a mafia guy live next door to us. He was in the sanitation business up in New York, and they made him move to Florida. He was the mafia guy, but everybody was labeled. Okay. Everybody, the doctor was here, the dentist was there, all that stuff. And trust your instincts that if the people like you, they're going to be looking for a reason to do things with you. Remember, we buy from who we like. April bought some stuff from a guy the other day that she'd been talking to for 7 or 8 years. He just hit her one day with something, and she said, my sister could use that, my mother could use that, and she ended up buying something from the guy. And, but the big reason was she liked them. Okay. They've been going back and forth for 7 or 8 years. So people are going to buy from us when they like us, and they're going to get in business with us because they like us. Okay. And if they like us, that means they trust us. Okay. Generally, you don't like people you don't trust. So we're excited about that. And then I know Fred is excited because I don't want to mispronounce Fred Julie's last name, but is it Gallipo?
Yep, Julie Gallipo. And she would
Gallipo.
say
Oh, I was close. I didn't completely
Yes, very
butcher
close.
that. Anyway, Julie, welcome to the team. I know you're on here tonight. And
Thank you.
I
Thank you.
believe, I don't know of a consultant or a distributor in Quebec. Is she the first one?
She's one of the first ones.
One
for
of the
sure,
first
yeah.
ones? Congratulations. That's the place you want to be. I would say that's the good news and the bad news. The good news, you're it. And the bad news is you're it. Okay. But you want to be it because you can be the person that starts it all and get paid on the whole province forever. Okay. So congratulations. But anyway, we're
Thank
going to open it up. Whatever we know about the promo, we've already told you, but any questions about meetings, questions about anything, it's open. So unmute yourself and feel free. If anyone's speaking, I can't hear them because they are muted.
Okay. With $150 purchase, also we get the free product. They-
Yes, 150 gets free product and free shipping.
And free shipping, right? Yeah.
But they
So
don't-
100 gets the free product. If it's over 150, the shipping is free too.
Okay.
Yep.
Again, they don't know what True Pout is. So I didn't mention the name. I just mentioned we're going into chapstick, chap lip season with the cold weather. Any woman can relate to that. So, I just said the benefits of smoother
Benefits.
lips, plumper lips.
Benefits. Yep.
Benefits, yeah. So,
No, and if you want to see the blurb that April used, just text her. And she'll give you the blurb. But again, it's a teaser, and it's a $57 value. Okay. So anybody that's been thinking about buying a product from you, a Tri-Synergizer, a Vitality Stack, a Glow Pack, a collagen for the month, whatever, that'll be enough to push them over the edge. Okay. That'll be enough to get them to do it now. And what's great is they only got 4 days. So it's going to be in November volume and that's it. Okay. So it has to happen between tomorrow morning and Thursday night. And in Canada, it'll be to get the red raspberry Axio. So, same thing, but that should be enough to get a lot of people on the fence to do it. Anyone else?
Me.
Catalina, go ahead.
Yes. So the sale starts tomorrow morning.
Yeah, you'll get an email on it. Okay, you'll see it posted on the website. They gave us a heads up today, the elites in the company, so we could start to let our team know, like we're letting you know now. But it'll go live tomorrow. I don't know what time. Okay, but you'll get an email the minute it goes live, and you'll get a text from us the minute it goes live. But it'll be tomorrow, whenever they turn it on, to the end of the pay period Thursday night. Okay, that it'll go for 4 days.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And we'll see you next week.
Yes. Yes.
Hey, Bob, got one more question. This is Debbie Riggs.
Hi, Deb.
Hey, is it one-time orders or just subscription orders, or does it matter?
The way it was described is a new $100 purchase.
Okay.
There was nothing said about subscription. Did you read anything about subscription, April, or one time or anything like that?
no, it doesn't matter if they're on subscription. There's no reason why you do a one-time order. So put them in as a subscription process now and then just cancel the auto ship. I mean, I
Okay.
would put anybody in for a one-time order.
Yeah, unless the one-time order, unless they're giving them the subscription price. That's sometimes they
If
do
they're
that.
already on subscription, they're gonna get the subscription price when
Right.
they put it in the shopping cart. So if they have a subscription, everything goes subscription price. If they're an old customer and they've not been on subscription, not bought any product lately, then you're gonna need to put them on subscription. But you can also cancel that at any time, so.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah, Bob, this is Michael Haney in Atlanta.
Am I?
So a new customer is going to get the product if they order 150, they get free shipping also. Are they still going to get the True Renew free too?
If it's a consultant package gets the True Renew. That
Okay,
all
okay.
stays the same. So now it's another bonus on there if that's what you're doing. If it's a customer, and they put the True Renew in the shopping cart, they get 40% off.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah, the customers weren't getting it for free. They were getting a 40% discount on that product.
Just be careful not to sell too many new things at once. You confuse people. I always like to start with less, 1 or 2 things, and then add to it. Like my email and text and stuff is collagen because I've been marketing collagen to these people. I throw in fat burn once in a while, the Tri-Synergizer, but I always bring it back to collagen with them. So, in fact, I
Yeah,
even say this
we
is
gotta
April
be
from Collagen.
careful. We
Yeah.
gotta be careful with confusing people. We have, and there's, I can't tell you how many times we get, it's not hate mail, but people complaining that we don't go into more products when we do a launch. And it's because we're doing are eggs over easy. We're not doing scrambled eggs. Okay, there, you just can't go into all the different products. So you show the page that shows we got more activators, but you just can't do it, you know? So what do? Well, our two biggest sellers are Collagen and Nerf 2. Okay, those are the two biggest sellers. So you make sure that they get their time, and then you mention the others. Okay, and you know, it's when you turn into a bigger company and you get 30 or 40 products, that's how it goes. You know, you could be a Melaleuca or an Amway and you have catalogs. You know, that's why sometimes they only pitch business because they just can't go into the products because it's a whole catalog, you know? So anyone else?
We also want to, yeah, let's, Fam is on here from Dallas, and she's got that new great line under Kim. So just welcome. We appreciate the job you're doing. You're doing a great job. She's gone into the Vietnamese market really well. She's hitting not only the Dallas area strong, California and some Florida. She's got a Florida person too. So welcome. I'm glad you're here tonight.
Yeah, and congrats, folks. You know, we had a couple people dropped off, but we have 53 people on tonight, and that's one of the highest, if not the highest number for a Sunday night training. So good job. You know, and you're doing the right by your people when you sign them up and you plug them into training. Okay, and you take the time to make sure they know about it. It goes a long way, you know, with things. So congrats on that, because I think tonight might have been the highest number for our Sunday night live. You know, I know people watch recordings, but for the live part of it. Anyone else? Questions, comments, anything? All righty, well then we are good. So please.
Hey, Bob, just one more thing I'll mention,
Sure.
because we're coming up to the end of the month, and then we're rolling in Canada. We're Alexis Gebhardt and Sandra Garcia are doing another tour, and they're going to be in Toronto, Mississauga, December 7th. So because the liquid collagen was supposed to launch December 5th, and Alexis over delivered and brought it in on the 21st, right? So when she was able to release it, she didn't hold it off to say, hey, we promised December 5th and lined it up with the launch. So they're still doing the tour. So I think they're going to be in Edmonton, Regina this time, which is in Saskatchewan, and Mississauga. And I know Mississauga, which is Toronto, on the December 7th. So again, folks, anybody that knows people in Ontario, make sure you're promoting that. And then if you do have someone going to that, tell them to, at least the Mississauga one, to come up and say hello, right? Because I don't know they're there if they don't come up and say hi to me. So
We appreciate that, Fred. Thank
December
you.
7th.
Yeah. And we love Sandra. Love her. So we get to be
Sandra
around
is
her.
our all-time favorite person at
Yes.
corporate is Sandra, and she knows it. I was texting with her all throughout Thanksgiving break. She's become a very good friend too.
Right,
So
absolutely.
she's good people. But
Yeah, and they got she sent us a big box of stuff product that she's giving away. So instead of her carrying it over, she sends it to us, and then we bring it. And we opened it, and there's going to be a lot of happy people when they do the draws. So anybody in Canada, bring a guest, because you're going to get something. And so they're really generous.
excellent. All right, folks, let's close the month out strong. We got till Thursday night. We got a promotion to run with, and be prepared when we remind you they throw a flash sale out there. April had mentioned it, but there's going to be a number of promos in December that we don't know what they are, just like we didn't know what they were doing tonight until we saw it. But every December, they seem to do a number of flash sales, and we got a new corporate team now, and I'm sure there'll be more of them, not less of them. So we got plenty to run with through the end of the year, but let's close the month out strong. We got 4 days left, and carry that momentum into December, which will help
Amen.
us start a new